Hey, good morning. This is Mayor Valensky with Driving Markets. Hope you're all well. Okay, so let's kick off. The markets continue moving higher. Remember, I've said there is momentum in the markets and nothing is going to stop this momentum. Not any bad news. You might have a day drop or 2 day drop, but you're not going to have any significant drop at the moment. That doesn't mean ever. It just means at this present moment in time, there's a lot of momentum behind the financial markets, and that's going to continue pushing them up probably throughout the summer. You may see a drop of 1 or 2% in the summer itself, but come September, that is going to be the true test when the traders come back or the senior traders come back from the summer break. At the moment, what you've got is a hell of a lot of enthusiasm regarding the AI ChatGPT, and because earnings season, especially in the tech sector, has been so significant, and in the biotech sector, then that has been pushing up the stock markets much higher. And there's a lot of enthusiasm, especially regarding interest rates and inflation, which are trending down. On Friday, the PCE, the Personal Consumption Expenditure Index, which is the most favored measure of the US Fed when it comes to inflation, that also was down. That gave a further boost to financial markets on Friday. So you can expect, with headline inflation falling and maybe core inflation slightly falling, you've got less prospect of rising interest rates. Talking about interest rates, you've got UK interest rates probably going to rise this week. The Bank of England looking to raise interest rates probably by 25 basis points. That's odds on favor that that's going to happen. However, we don't know where it's going to go from here. The markets, analysts and markets are talking about a 6% benchmark level when it comes to interest rates in the UK. There's not probably going to be any further interest rates for a while beyond the next one. They might take a pause of a couple of months to see how inflation is gauging and what's happening overall in the economy. One thing for sure, rising interest rates is killing off the small business. I keep going on about that non-stop. Moving on to China. China's manufacturing output has contracted again for the fourth consecutive month. Now, China is in trouble. There's no doubt about it. It does have positive GDP, but it has positive declining GDP, and that is a concern. So you could see GDP, gross domestic product, in China falling to a level by the end of this year to around about 3%. That is a big fall from the expected 7.5% where they were projecting back in 2022 for the year 2023. And if it continues falling, then China will go into recession. Again, there's a big difference between a technical recession and a official recession, or a recession where the man feels on the street. And there is a feeling that this recession is impacting, obviously, the general public. There's more and more stimulus packages being input, I should say, by the Chinese Central Communist Party, the CCCP, and it's not working. They're trying to stimulate the economy. They're trying to stimulate the property sector, which is in complete tatters. And China is important because it is, at the moment, the number 2 economy. How long it's going to stay there for, we don't know. But when China goes down, then there is a high possibility or probability it's going to impact the West. At the moment, the West has ignored anything to do with China and just gone on a rampant surge on equity markets because of the AI, artificial intelligence, ChatGPT. Bringing me on to Sam Altman. Sam Altman has introduced the Worldcoin, which is supposed to be a competitor to Bitcoin and other cryptos. However, he also wants to scan the eyeball of all the global citizens, all global residents, in order that would have a database. And that is effectively taking your unique ID. And once you take your unique ID, then Sam Altman, who does have a bit of a socialist past, is a dangerous move. It's a dangerous move because we don't want to be ID'd and controlled by either AI or central governments or other type of technology. We want to be free individuals. And with the introduction of CBDC, and now Sam Altman, who is one of the most successful tech companies in the world, is now introducing, or wants to introduce, scanning your eyeball for ID, that is going to end up putting it into a totalitarian regime where we literally become robots providing money and wealth for the super rich. So we want to avoid that at all costs. And really what we're looking for is more freedom. Freedom in terms of allowing cash transactions, not all digital currencies, and freedom in terms of us deciding where we want to go. Once a person has been ID'd, then they're going to have limitations put on where they spend their money. So take that into account and be aware of that. But that's something that Sam Altman wants to do, and it's not going to stop. He is going to introduce that and take that further. Take someone like Elon Musk, who is against that, and he is in favor of more freedom, then that is someone that should be followed, and that's someone that should be encouraged to develop business because he's more into the individual freedoms as opposed to Sam Altman, which is definitely coming from a socialist background and restricting the freedoms along the lines of the Chinese Communist Party, etc., etc. Looking at foreign exchange, expect the dollar to have further weakness, especially since Friday's PCE number. You can expect the pound to rise. If interest rate statement on this week, Thursday, comes out where the MPC, Bank of England, state that they're not going to raise rates in the future or they're going to taper them off, then you might see the pound fall further. But if they say they're going to get continuously aggressive, then you see the pound rise. But overall, against the dollar and against the euro, the pound should generally move up. Oil's interesting one. Oil's running at $83, $84 a barrel. Expect that to slowly rise as Saudi Arabia, Russia, and OPEC keep on cutting production. And you could see oil, especially if there's no recession, moving up back to $90 a barrel. And that could cause concerns for the central banks as that will feed into inflation, obviously. Something along those lines. Gold is not really going to move. It's stuck in the middle at the moment. It's directionless. So anyone who trades gold is in the position, should really just define below 1900, it's a buy. Above 1900, it's a above 2000, it's a sell. Okay, so below 1900, it's a buy. Above 2000, it's a sell at the moment. That's not forever and a day. So don't quote me in a year's time, you said this. It doesn't work like that. If you need any type of input, you can direct message me on Instagram, or you can leave a message. I'm more than happy to mentor. You can share, subscribe, comment. Let's get the channel going. Catch you later.